So today I would like to talk to you about love. This is not one of my usual lectures. We will not talk about science, and I will not provide any references for what I'm about to say. I just want to speak from my heart. I want to speak from my heart because in the face of these horrible tragedies, it is very important to remember what matters most in life, and that is love. Things make us forget the importance of this. Things are harsh. We sometimes lose hope in humanity, but most importantly, hope in ourselves and hope in the fact that life has a deeper meaning, a meaning that goes beyond what's in the news, a meaning that goes beyond how much we make a month, a meaning that goes beyond our titles, our accomplishments, our jobs, and even our relationships. There is a transcendental beauty in every single person. But there is a risk. The risk of separating ourselves from others, the risk of isolation, the risk of separating the world in two categories, the good people and the bad people. We need to talk about love because this is the most important thing in life. Sure, love can manifest itself in justice, fairness, welcoming others, tolerance, appreciation, diversity, inclusion. But the most important thing is to recognize that love exists, and love exists in every single person. It's also important to recognize that without love, our life loses its meaning. Sure, there are plenty of other things that could give us meaning, and I am partially biased to it because I feel that science, for instance, gives us one of the best meanings in life. And yet, without love, nothing really makes that sense. We all have beauty inside of us. We are a sparkle of divine love. Now you might wonder, how can you possibly say that there is no difference between victim and perpetrator? I'm certainly not stating that. What I'm saying is that love starts from within. And while it's important to speak up for human rights, to speak up for inclusion, to speak up for understanding, it is also very, very important to find a sparkle of love inside of us. We have much more power over our actions, even our thoughts, our beliefs, that sometimes we are ready to admit. And while this is a struggle, it's also a beautiful gift. We have to look at ourselves and learn to be more open-minded, more welcoming, learn to address the things that sometimes we are not ready to accept about ourselves. It's very important not to mistake taking actions, which is certainly what we should do, with taking actions within. It's very important to understand that what separates us, it's nowhere as important as what makes us the same thing. We're all siblings. We all come from the same beautiful core. And there is a risk of sounding a little preachy, but whatever happens, whatever we face with in life, if we can sit back and take a deep breath and make silence in our soul, then we do realize that the sparkle is still there and that we can make a difference. We can certainly make a difference by speaking up, by allowing society to change, by making sure that anything that's remotely hateful is addressed. But we need to detox our soul first. If we find love in our hearts, then everything is possible. There are new and wonderful ways to go about life. And life feeds into love. It's something that we are born for. It's our primary mission. Many mystics have said that our main purpose is to know and love God. Certainly, this might not sound either familiar or something that we could agree upon, especially for the one of us that might come from a non-believing agnostic or atheist perspective. But I dare to say that for the higher purpose of loving one another, you could decide to call God something else. You could decide to call God any manifestation of beauty, of justice, of truth. So in other words, we are made to know and love our communities, our friends, our families. We are meant to love one another. We are not meant to hate. We are not meant to separate. We are not meant to judge one another on premises that very often we don't fully understand ourselves. We should judge ourselves first. We should lead by example. We should have an open heart, because having an open mind sometimes is difficult. I also want to reassure all of you that this is a very difficult path that you can take, and yet is the most fulfilling path, is a path that only gives hope when it's predicated upon love. Love for ourselves, love for others, love for creation, love for the world, love for animals, love for plants, love for everybody. And by everybody, I mean everybody. Simple as that. No differences, no categories, no labels. We're all made of love. Thank you.